I think. I'm always thinking. I know that I overthink, and I know I don't think nearly enough, and right now I'm thinking that you're probably thinking this is the worst stinking introduction to a poem you've ever heard. But I'm going to call this the establishing shot. I'm going to call this setting of the scene, because I know in my dreams I'm writing poems of real importance, right? Like one about the London riots, that's topical, most people have something to say about that, but in fact, the truth is I change my mind all too often to be violently opinionated about anything. Constantly thinking my cogs wearing away, and even when I'm lazing in the garden and I'm lying on the grass and I've built this sort of tiny climbing frame next to me. But this particular construction is something that I've built for the snails. And one slides over this twig and stares right up at me with his bouncing eye stick. Have you ever looked into the eye of a snail? And how they rotate that slimy line up towards yours, and that dot inside amidst the wobbling has probably seen the horrors. It has probably stared at death swooping down to crush and peck, peck, peck away, and go, little snail, slide and crawl, and you can make another day if you can dodge this fall. When have I had such a story? And you think about telling someone this theory that this snail could be the bravest thing you can think of for this fraction of a second. But then you sit back on the grass and you ask yourself to remember that this is just a snail. But I'm scared for the people, and I'm scared for my life, and I'm scared for the snails, and I'm wondering what the future holds for me. I'm wondering if I will get to be greater than my mother. See, this is a shout out for all the hard hours that she put in early to turn me into a good girl, brushing out my curls every blooming morning, barely yawning, screaming, "Ow, mum, that really hurts," and she pushed on, and she's the bravest really. Because she put up with the questions, and I did ask questions, all of the questions, like when the teacher asks, does anyone have any questions, and I put up my hand and I stand and I say, "Sir, why do people die?" And he sends the rest of the class out to PE, and I now see how inappropriate that probably was, age 7 3/4. But he sits me down and he tells me the story about a tree, would you believe, one that once it grows it sheds its leaves, and even if it dies a new one can emerge from the seeds. Well, as I said, I was 7. And jogging around the field seemed more appealing right then. I wish I hadn't said anything, and I could have been with my friends running the bends of the track, but playing on the computers for the rest of the afternoon, well, I did like that. And I don't think she even knows that I appreciate her staying strong, and I still don't think it's wrong that there's still coats at the back on the right of the wardrobe. Take your time. Take your time. Take all the time. Have courage, have courage, have courage. Yes, this is a poem for the only person to always send me a valentine, who sometimes signs it from the cat, but the fact is, that was the only person I got one from this year. Because people seem to keep asking me, "Are you with me, Daisy? Are you with me? Are you coming or not?" And I'm just stood there, and it's snowing or raining or some other fitting weather condition that makes things fall from the sky. And I'm completely covered, but I can't move, and I'd like to say that I've got the tallest hair in this room, and if I'm lying then someone please feel free to come forward, and do please bring a hairbrush. But I'm scared for the people, and I'm scared for my hair, and I'm scared for the snails, and all of my heroes who write their rhymes outside of the lines, so stand alone they become a genre of their own, caught up in the agit-prop, prog-rock, trip-hop, beat-bop generation, sensationalising what it is to be poetic. A fight against the generic, and I hope that the worst you could ever say about me is that I'm average. That I don't fight hard enough, that I don't bleed all that often. And maybe this is just a much more heightened, frightened version of myself, and maybe there really isn't anything much more to life. Maybe there's just stuff right out there, and we just gotta get to it, get down with it, get shitty, get gritty in the dirt, get hurt. It's all about the little things. And I promise I'll be better. I just need to get my shit together sometimes. I'll write rhymes you can be proud of, Mum. Remember when I sent you that poem I wrote about turtles from our holiday in the Caribbean that we took to get away from it all? You said that you liked it, but it made you feel sad. I hope you're not getting caught. I hope you're not getting caught in a net. Keep swimming, Mama. Like that turtle mother, I need you to keep going. I will try not to make you sad. I love you too. But I barely know what that means these days. I haven't wrote it in a while. The curtain comes up and everyone's got the script but me. I'm the actor, see? Stood in the centre with the lights on me, and I don't know the right lines. It's about time someone gave me the prompt sheet so I can say LOVE, love, sincerely. Because I do. Even if I don't think I'm great enough quite yet to be even remotely compared to you. But hang on, a back thought. The light's about to dim, but I remain on stage, my audience patience wearing thin. Maybe I'm the cursing actress, playing the part of the bumbling fuck-up, stood in front of said boy with uncombed hair and bitten down nails. Maybe I'm Joseph K. from The Trial by Kafka, always waiting for what transpires, never getting through that door. He wasn't sure whether his eyes were deceiving him, or the world around was growing dark. He grows old and alone, and maybe that sounds exactly like me. And I know this poem has taken a turn for the worst. It's like some sort of curse to pour me into my poetry and attempt to see who I really am, and so I can plan who I can be. And I hope you're sitting comfortably, because I feel myself about to start on the person sitting next to me this great big theory that I've made about snails.